I'm going live again. Gonna use this little deal here, and I'm just gonna go live. So yeah, we didn't go to the emergency room because I'm allergic to most of the shots and stuff anyways that they can give you. That's gonna need a rake. So anyways, it still hurts, but not as bad as yesterday. And today I'm going to do a little bit better at my lifting. Pay more attention to how I'm sitting. So I twisted it the wrong way. Whew. So there's parts we seem to have missed raking. But that's easy to do in a big yard. Before I got hurt, I would just start at the house and rake everything to the back fence. That way I knew I got the whole yard. And I got me some clothespins down here. I do like hanging my clothes out. They're trying to say that you can't use your clotheslines, but these clotheslines were put here before that law. And I was told many years ago that I'm grandfathered in. So if I want to use my clotheslines, I can. But because that law, you can't put new clotheslines and hang your stuff out. But I've enjoyed being able to hang my clothes out, especially when my dryer busted. It really came in handy. Because I'm all about the reduce, reuse, recycle. And one of the ways to help the environment is to hang your clothes out. Uses less electricity, saves on your bill, saves on your environmental footprint, and your clothes smell so much prettier. So I know when the wind blows, it gathers more stuff up. That's why I'm trying to take it down to the bare ground, you see, so that the wind can't blow it up against my flower boxes. And this should have been raked too. So usually what I do is I bed down my flower boxes when I had a whole bunch of them. Some of them gave out and we had to get rid of them over the years. But what you do is you take your leaves and stuff and you scatter across the top of your flower beds, and it's called bedding down. Now, back before I couldn't work, I would just go buy wood chips and put in all my flower beds and bed them down for the winter. And that kept storms and stuff from blowing away your soil. And it also kept the weeds out too. Yeah, somebody had stole a whole bunch of my fence. And my neighbor who used to live here, there used to be a house next door. And my neighbor told me they stole the fence and they turned it in for scrap metal. So her husband helped me put this wooden fence up, because, you know, we was always helping each other. When her daughter's car was having problems, she'd borrow my garden hose so she could put water in her car. So he helped me put this fence up, and it's been there for a long while. Potential spam. Hello, how are y'all? Show my face. Okay, can you see my face? Can you see me? Anyways. I have my phone in a case hanging around my neck so I can videotape, because I need both of my hands, one to hold on to the cane and one to rake with. And so like I said, the neighbor helped me. So my fence kind of looks funny, half wood and half metal. One of the goals that me and Abel had set was that we was going to replace the fence, but I got hurt and couldn't work, and then I got sick with that brain tumor that we got taken out, and was recovering from that. So that kind of slowed us down on replacing the fence, because it's real hard when there's only one paycheck coming in. That's why I started dashing. But sometimes you can't dash. Like right now, we spent our gas budget, our gas money, running back and forth to the city dump, cleaning up this yard. So probably won't be dashing until he gets paid, because we need gas money to get him back and forth to work. We need what gas we got left to get him back and forth to work. So I got my handy dandy broom. My handy dandy broom and my handy dandy dustpan. And I'm just gonna rake it into my dustpan. Now I got a dustpan and a broom in the house that is just for the house. This was extra. My husband was like, got me another one, and he's like, there you go, you got extra now. Because like I fall, I busted a lot of these falling, trying to sweep the living room and the kitchen and all the places you gotta sweep in a house. So they busted, so he got me an extra one. That way if I fall and break one, I can get up and rest a little bit and go back to working. So they emptied my dumpster, so I'll be able to take this to the dumpster. And they want you to bag your stuff. The city wants you to bag your stuff when you put it in the dumpster, because we get so much wind that it'll blow it out and it'll go all over the place and just makes a big old mess. So I remember one year I was out here working and I called my dad Dad, I'm out of bags. He goes, well, we don't have any bags that are big enough for you to do your yard with. They just had the regular bags for their house. And he says, get some boxes. And I was a lot stronger back then, so I just put it in boxes and put it in the dumpster. So, my husband was looking through the cabinets because we had cabbage and onions and stuff for dinner last night, and he thought maybe we had a can of carrots, and these bags was in there. He found these. So now I got some bags. I'm back in the business. I'm back in business. My little kitty helper, she drifted off somewhere. She was chasing a lizard. She's good company. God send the kitties. God send the kitties. Yeah, I can't read the comments at the moment because it's hanging in the case. I'm going to put those there. Let me get this up. It's better to have it bagged than to just piled up like that. So, because the wind, I don't want the wind to scatter all of this. Because then I'll have to rake it all back up. Oh. So my husband's already been measuring. He wants to get garden boxes and put some garden boxes out, and he was working on a piece of paper where he wants to place them because he wants vegetables and stuff. He wants a garden. And I told him, buy the boxes, not lumber, because we don't need another pile of lumber to get somebody to tell us we gotta get rid of. Yeah, and I'm not using my gloves. I just can't feel nothing wearing gloves. I mean, I'll wear them when I'm picking up like branches and stuff, but I'm not using my hands for this right now, so I don't really need to put gloves on. That fell out. So I got the birds chirping. I got the kitties chasing the lizards. I got the sun shining on me. Feels good. The warm sun feels so good. After that polar vortex that hit, man, that sun just feels so good. And see, that's another thing. People get to working and they get home late, and it's like they really can't just sit outside and enjoy the sunshine. I was watching a YouTube video that was talking about how the sunshine keeps us healthy and keeps us in a good, happy moods. And I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why a lot of people's just cranky. They haven't had enough sunlight. I know I always feel better after being out in the sunlight for a while. That's the thing I hate about wintertime. Being cooped up in the house. Because it's just too cold for me outside. All of these have been pulled out. I think I can just pick these up, put in the bucket. So this is my continuing to clean up the yard. And I'm gonna make me a schedule. Kind of hard to make a schedule to keep the yard clean because I always go by a schedule. Before I got hurt and couldn't work, I would always keep me a schedule around my work schedule so I could keep things around the house proper, going right. But then his mama got to be where she started needing a lot of help. And my mom died of cancer, and she got to be where she needed a lot of help. So we were spending the weekends, one weekend at his mom's house helping her, and then the next weekend at my mom's house helping her. And it put us behind on a lot of things, like the yard. It put us behind because he works during the week. And when I was on the metal walker, I couldn't get out here and do this. I mean, it's hard to carry a rake when you're on a walker. It's hard to do that. So I was like, well, we'll just work on it when we can. So it's like his mom was here this last weekend wanting him to go do her yard, and she asked him yesterday, well, you're off, come do the yard. And he's like, I can do your yard next weekend because we're almost done cleaning up our yard. We're almost done. We are almost done. This is the 11th day of me clean up my backyard, and I'm hoping I pass the inspection. The city inspects your properties, and if you if they find you in violation, there's a process you go through, and if you don't start taking care of it and getting what they want done, you could go to prison if you don't get it straightened out. So I'm out here. The last 10 days I've learned how to do this. I've learned how to do this. The last 10 days I've learned how to do this. Ow. Because if you can, I sit in a chair to sweep the floor in the house. Because it's hard to sweep with one left-handed when I'm right-handed. And it's hard to sweep when you're having to use the cane because it really messes up your balance. So I will sit in a chair. And I was thinking, well, if I can sit in a chair to sweep the living room and the kitchen and everything, then I can sit in a chair and do the yard. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna pile these up over here because one, I want to know how many bags I get, and two, I can take a picture and send it to my husband at lunchtime and say, look what I got done. He always likes that, for me to send him a picture when I'm doing stuff to show him what I've accomplished. And if I run out of bags, I can dump the loose stuff in there and put the bags on top of it so the loose stuff won't get blown out by the wind. That's my plan right there. So as I was saying, when my mama got sick, she ended up moving in with us, and she was on hospice, and that was a lot of work, just taking care of mama, and having to be there at the front door to let the nurses in, and we couldn't have 24/7 nursing, but they did come and help for a little while during the day, and they couldn't stay like all day, like 8 hours or whatnot, but they would come and help with the little things, and the main nurse would come and check her over and make sure she was getting her medicine once a week. And so mama had gotten so sick that she was having trouble walking, and she fell. We was waiting for I washed her clothes, and we was waiting for my husband to come home, and I told her, well, just wait, he's fixing to call to get off of work. And I was keeping the vehicle so I could like go to the pharmacy and get medicines, because they just kept changing her medicine, and I'd be going to the pharmacy sometimes 2-3 times a week. And so anyways, she decided she was gonna go hang her clothes up, and I told her he was fixing a call, and we found her in the backyard. I went to go get him. We found her in the backyard where she had fell, and she was bruised up and cut pretty bad. And so she ended up called an ambulance, and she was in the hospital for a little while. And so the doctor, he says she needed to go to the nursing home for therapy for her from her fall. She had hurt her hip real bad. And so she went there. She was supposed to be there for therapy, but something had happened and she took a turn for the worse. And then, of course, all that stuff happens, you know, with social distancing and wearing masks and all of this stuff. And they decided to keep her at the nursing home. And I told her doctor that, well, maybe it would be best, because I fell and hurt myself real bad, and I ended up back on the metal walker because I couldn't hardly move my leg. And so I told him, I said maybe it was just better for her to stay at the nursing home, because I was back on the walker hurting real bad, couldn't hardly move my right leg. And he says, okay. And so he kept her there. And that's where she passed away at, was at the nursing home, because I wasn't physically able to take care of her. And that's the great thing about nursing homes. And that's one of the reasons why I worked a long time at the nursing home. And I was certified, I was trained, and I worked a long time there. And that's one of the best jobs you can do, because you're helping other people. And it really broke my heart that I was so hurt and injured, and that I was not capable of taking care of my mom, that she could have stayed home and not had to go in the nursing home. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And I couldn't take care of her because of my physical problems, my own health problems. So she had to go there. And a lot of people in town was really mean to me. Oh, you used to work at the nursing home. Why you not want to take care of your mom? Because I physically couldn't do it. That's why she had to go. Because I physically couldn't do it no more. So I emptied my dumpster. So the other dumpsters got emptied too.
So that's what we've been doing. So trying to be good children, taking care of our mothers. Everything else. There's the kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. She's so cute. See? She's such a cute little kitty. She comes and keeps me company. Yeah. Yeah, you're a good girl. So I still have all that over there to do. So far that's 3 bags I've gotten this morning. Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. She gonna be a mama. She belongs to one of the neighbors. She comes over and visits. And look at this. That stuff was not there before. Somebody's dumped all this crap recently. Messed up that fence they were building. You gotta be careful because unscrupulous people will just find a yard and dump their crap on it because they don't want to go out to the city dump. Well, a city dump is kind of scary. I wouldn't have wanted to have went. I mean, I've been out myself, but I was really glad I had Abel with me. You gonna lay down in the shade, little mama? She's turning around. See? Little mama. She's laying in the shade. The little mama, she's laying in the shade. She's keeping me company. She belongs to the neighbors. So now we're getting caught up. We got most of the yard cleaned up. My husband says I can't pick up every little tiny leaf and twig, that it's fine like that.
I'm worried about is we get all the leaves up and all the yard debris and stuff. When the wind blows, it's going to blow my yard away. Because there'll be nothing to hold it down. I think it was Ace Hardware where I bought the seeds that one year that made the yard look so pretty. I might try to get me some more of those seeds and put in the yard. See if we can get some grass growing. But you gotta, one other thing I learned in the last 10 days is that we live in a desert. And no matter how hard you try, the desert is gonna win. I Googled all those plants, all those weeds. They're all desert. They're all desert plants, all desert weeds. And the desert's gonna win. They've been growing in my yard. So I got to thinking about that. It's like nature, if you have land and you're not on it a lot, like walking around it every day and doing stuff on it every day, nature will reclaim that land. Where'd the little mama go? Kitty, kitty, kitty. So nature will reclaim that land. I had a friend of mine in Arizona who only had desert plants in their yard. And they just tended to those plants. They said they let nature have its way. They wasn't trying to plant roses or anything else. Just the stuff that was supposed to be growing naturally there is what they let grow. Got my phone in my phone case. I still got a lot to do. I still have lots to do. But I'm getting it done. Yeah, I want to get one of those little remote control lawnmower things and have it run all over. One, you get the yard cut, and two, you get to have fun playing with a remote control car. I think that would be fun to have. I want to find out how much one of those are. See if I talk my husband into buying one. That's 4 bags. What time it is? $10:30. No missed calls from my family. No missed calls from the family. So I'm good. There's the kitty. There's the kitty, Mama. She's over in her yard. She went home. She was probably thirsty. Abel would kick my butt if I took a bowl to put some water for her. I don't got nothing to put in the water for her. She lives over there. And she just comes and visits me. There she is. She's just coming to visit. Probably because she's going to be a mama. And she's very young, so she probably don't want to be alone. Okay, I'm going to need to get the rake on that one. It's just too tied down. Too padded down. Too something. Do something. Hey, little kitty. that's five bags of trash. Somebody keeps messing with my phone, so I'm gonna log off and go in the house and see what's going on in there. But I got a lot done. I got all of that stuff up. I still have this to do. Let's see, what time is it? 10:30. I should be done by lunchtime. But I need to go inside because I got to use the little girl's room. And then I'm going to come back out here, up, put everything in the dumpster. I should be done by lunchtime. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. And there's the little mom.